welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's been so long. I've been wanting to make a video for you guys about how to sketch like an architect, to give you some tips about architectural sketching, especially for freshman students or first year, second year students, and any of you along the way can benefit from this actually. So without further ado, let's just get started. So the first tip that I'm going to give you guys is, before we even talk about sketching, is how you hold the pen. Okay, so that's very, very important. So when you're writing, most probably you're gonna hold the pen like this, you know, or some of you actually hold a pen like this for writing, right? So when it comes to sketching, just in general, you want to hold the pen in the middle or a little bit below the middle, so like this. So you don't want to hold the pen as if you're writing, you know, you don't want to like sketch like this, you know, that's very wrong, because you will not have enough control over your pen or over the way like you're sketching. So the number one tip before we even get started with sketching is how you hold the pen, and that's the best way, is to hold it in the middle or a little bit below the middle. That would be a lot easier, and you can actually control your pen a lot easier. So once you learned how to actually hold your pen, the other tip that I'm going to give you is very, very important. You should really take it seriously, and that tip actually helped me a lot when I was, you know, back in the days in my, you know, freshman year, like, or even my second year at college. This is actually all about from where you're going to draw the line. What does that mean? Most people make this mistake when they draw a line, they do this, like, they do this. Okay, what does that mean? That means they only move their hand, okay? And you might be saying, like, what do you want me to do? Well, the right way of this is you have to move all of your arm with it and your shoulder. So basically what you have to do, you have to draw line, okay? You have to draw line from your shoulder, not like this. Okay, you don't want to draw like this, okay? That's very wrong. You don't really want to draw using only your hands. Why? Because it has a limitation. See, there's a limit. The diameter of your hand has a limit, okay? It can't go further than this, okay? But once you draw with your shoulder, this is what happens. I can draw all the way, you know, because I'm actually moving from my shoulder, okay? You're actually moving from your shoulder. So that's very important tip for you. Don't draw from your hands, rather than use your elbow and actually use your shoulders. So the other point I'm going to give you is you should know your starting point and ending point. What does that mean? That means when you start a line, okay, you shouldn't like go all of the way and then be like, oh, I don't know how long I'm going to go. So there will be like interruption in the line, okay? So what you want to do before you get started, you're like, okay, I'm going to draw this line. It's going to be from here to here. So you know where you're gonna end the line. So you have a starting point and ending point. So you're gonna start like this, okay? That's what you want to do. And you don't want to draw lines like this, you know? There's no starting or ending point. Lines should have clear starting and ending point, and that's like architectural sketching. And this may not apply for other kind of sketching, but like for architecture, this is like a must. Okay, I cannot emphasize this enough. It's so important to actually have clear start and ending point. Another tips that is actually not taken seriously is your eyes, okay? You have to understand this one principle. Your hand is doing the function of drawing, but it is your eyes that actually guides your hands. What does that mean? That means sometimes you draw a line, okay? You draw this line, okay? Your hands is here, but like your eyes is still stuck in this point, which is a big mistake, because your eyes supposed to guide you along the way. So what you want to do when you draw a line, Your eyes should go along with the line and actually guide you toward the end point. Because if you don't, your eye is stuck here and your hand is like going there and there's no end point, and you're not, being guided, and like the line will all be like, messy, it's not going to be as straight as you want, okay? So in order to have a strong, straight line, please use your eyes as a guide, okay? Your eyes supposed to guide your hands, okay? Your eyes should not stay here or here or here. It just should go all the way with your hand, okay? So one important tips that I'm going to give you is the way you draw a vertical line is totally different than the way you're gonna draw a horizontal line. So in all cases, there's only one rule, okay? Once you draw any line, your pen must be perpendicular on the line you draw. So for example, if you're drawing a horizontal line, your pen should be perpendicular. So you should hold your pen like this. And if you're going to draw a vertical line, then turn your hand to the side and actually hold the pen so that the pen will be perpendicular on the vertical line, meaning like this, okay? So you should never ever draw a line, a vertical line like this, like whilst the pen is actually parallel to the vertical line. You should draw it like that, okay? So that's a very important rule for you, to always actually draw any line by holding your pen perpendicular on the line. So the other important tip is the lines should interrupt each other. Like you're not like a fine art student. Sketch should not be like fine art student sketch. You don't want like your edges to be like this. This is like wrong, okay? It should be like this, okay? So the edges should actually interrupt. You don't want to draw a like clean square like this, okay? This is like so wrong. That's like the one important thing that someone recognizes your sketch, if your sketch is architectural or not, okay? Because this is how an architecture sketch is. If there's something that you need to apply to your sketches, is that you don't want clean edges. You want your lines to interrupt. That's a must, okay? So don't forget that. So the last tip that I'm going to give you is going to be, let your lines be clean, okay? Don't overdo them, okay? And I know I'm not like just only go over them once. No, you can still go over them, but like you don't want to go over them very much. Like you don't want lines to be like, like this. Like you don't want like these lines, These are like fine art student does that, An architect doesn't really do that. It does that. You can do something like this, go over it a few times, but like you don't want to do that a lot. You don't want to really go over it many times that you actually don't know that the line loses its like properties or whatever, Just a few times is fine, Like don't overgo the lines that much to that extent that, the line, it just becomes pretty messy or whatever. And keep that in mind, when you do architectural sketch, your lines is not supposed to be always straight, okay? That's the last thing you want to think about, okay? Your line can be like your lines can have a lot of like, a lot of a lot of zigzag. That's fine. If you have something, that's fine. That's like part of the sketch. Like the important thing is to practice these 7 tips. But by only practicing these 7 tips, you're gonna master it. You're gonna be a master sketcher if you really focus on practicing these 7 tips. So I hope that was beneficial for you guys. If you like more video regarding like sketching or architectural things, let me know. I make videos whenever I feel like it. So if you like to subscribe to my channel, feel free to do so. So till next video, take care and be safe. Wassalam.